Hi!
Welcome back.
Welcome back to Souls Meet. Ha!
Oh my god, we remembered.
I know, we remember. Last time we were like, we doubted that.
Cheers.
How are you guys? Cheers.
How are you guys? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're so happy to be back with another episode of Souls Meet.
Episode 28. We're almost in the third era
I
of
know.
our podcast.
I know. If you're new here, we remind you of the concept. We're going to read very, very juicy /
Controversial
/ messy.
We like messy.
Yeah, I know.
We like the messiest stories. We search for the messiest stories because we know you like the messy stories too.
It's not just for us. We're doing a service to you.
Everything we do is for you.
I know. So, and after that, we're gonna play
rock paper scissors,
but in Spanish because as you can already tell,
just in case you didn't know, we're Latinas.
We're Latinas,
Venezuelan to be exact.
And we're gonna have different takes. Maybe
we try,
but
sometimes the stories don't give options. There's no space for. There's only one take that we can, but we try to do the opposite of each other.
Some people are messed up.
Yeah.
And we can't save it.
And you're just in the wrong period.
I know.
But we try. And we get our stories from Reddit.
Yes.
So just in case you're new and this is your first time, also you have 27 other episodes to catch up on now.
They're all so fun and different.
Yes, they are.
So go catch up.
Yes. So,
okay. We're gonna go right in here with
Yes, perfect. I will go first.
Okay. Obviously.
Yeah.
Guys, if you're new here, let me just tell you that of course you're gonna go first. She always wants to go first. And I'm a good best friend.
Sometimes. Anyway, am I in the wrong for telling my neighbor that the reason her son is in jail is solely his fault and not the victim's?
Okay.
Wow. Sounds messy.
Messy right away.
There is a trigger warning abuse thing on this.
Mm-hmm.
So, my neighbor's son was in the police academy, and I guess he had to do, I don't know what to call it, an internship at a juvenile facility. One of the inmates there was a 13-year-old girl. So apparently this girl stripped naked to entice him and they had sex. Wow. I don't know whether they got caught or the girl told, but it was found out, and now he is in prison for unlawful sexual activity and is doing 25 years to life with no chance of parole.
How old is this person? The son?
I don't know.
Doesn't say.
No. My neighbor is saying it's the girl's fault because she enticed him and men can't control themselves. I told her that was bullshit. Men have the control. He was the adult, and it was his responsibility to tell her to put the clothes on and walk away. She got mad, saying men can't control that. So I said, so you're saying that he has no reasoning ability and that he is no more than an animal, which is another reason he should not be around a vulnerable demographic. She called me an asshole and went back to her house in tears. I told her the only assholes in the scenario was her and her son. Her for trying to blame a child and him for falling for it and abusing a child. My husband says he knows I was right, but I should have said nothing. As a child who was abused and blamed for it by adults, I can't.
Oh.
I was raped when I was 7 by an uncle, and my mother told me it was my fault because I enticed him by always being around. Oh my God. She literally then brought me to his house, and she said I should have waited outside and nothing would have happened. So when my neighbor said that it triggered me, my husband hugged me and said he gets it and then apologized. But part of me wonders if I am an asshole for telling my neighbor the truth. Oh, okay.
Piedra, papel o tijera. 1, 2, 3. Piedra, papel o tijera. 1, 2, 3. Boom! Ah! You're happy that I won.
Yes.
Wow,
I
that's a
know.
first.
I am in a good mood today.
I know. I
Mhm.
love it. I love it. Okay. Um,
So the question is
am I
she in
in
the
the
wrong
wrong
for
for
saying
saying it?
that it was her son's fault?
I am gonna say yes. Not because you're in the wrong for believing that. I just don't think you do any good to you, to even this person's complex situation of, like, obviously we're not okay. Like, she's obviously part of the problem for believing that a 13-year-old who is obviously in a, if a 13-year-old is in a correctional facility, is because probably this 13-year-old has a lot of problems or
Of
something is
course.
happening to her.
Yeah.
So her stripping means nothing. So your neighbor is obviously part of the problem for believing that something like that would necessarily put her son in the situation of having to have sex with a 13-year-old. That's not, no. I don't know how old this person is, because, but just I can assume that he is an adult.
Yeah.
For getting 25 years.
Well, he definitely is an adult.
He is an
yes.
adult, because obviously there are situations with, like, the consent. He's also an authority in a very specific place where he is not part of, like, he's part of the staff in a way, when you're like volunteer, whatever you're doing, like
Yes.
doing a what was this, like a internship or something.
Yeah, she
You're
said something
still
like
part
an
of this.
internship. Yeah.
Yeah, so you're still part of the staff. Like, there is an authority situation, there is a obviously there is mental health situation, because there is mental health if somebody is in a facility like that. So
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. There is, that's illegal, assuming that this person is um an adult. So that's wrong. Your neighbor definitely is in the wrong, because she's part of the problem of believing that actually a 13-year-old in this context, and in any context, could actually entice a grown-up man to have sex with her. But I will always say there's no need in this situation. I think so. I even when I'm saying you're in the wrong, it's because you don't really need to be the person to say this. It's like it's taking away from your own energy that can be put towards you realizing that this is touching too close to home.
Yes.
And obviously this is a really difficult situation for you to see that this happened so close to your home. Probably you've done a lot of work to forget such a such a horrible situation that happened to you, a tragedy. To me, those things are tragedies, and you've moved on, created your own life, and then so close to home something like this happens. I can imagine how triggered you are. I would just like comment, like I would ask you to just put that energy on your back in yourself. You don't need to talk to your neighbor. You don't need to say things to your neighbor. You don't need to be right. You don't need to even talk to your neighbor anymore, because this is a situation that's happening for, like, to them.
Yeah.
Like, just understand how much this is wrong, and understand how much you don't want to be part of this situation, and just be on your own. Like, don't, that this is the only reason I'm saying you're in the wrong, as in, like, you don't need to be in this situation
Right.
at all. Just remove yourself from having to discuss something like that to this woman who obviously can see it, um and whose son thought that this was in any case okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have to go with
Like,
no.
she's not in the
I
wrong.
just want to clarify something before I go to my
Okay.
take. It doesn't say anything. I don't think I read anything about how this conversation even started, right?
Right.
Okay.
I don't remember that either.
I don't think my neighbor is saying that it's the girl's fault. Okay, she's coming at this like not specifying how the conversation even started. So
Yeah.
so to go with my take of no, you're not in the wrong for saying it's also your neighbor's fault as much as it is her son. To say no, I'm going to pretend, I don't know if this is what happened, that your neighbor is the one that started this conversation. Because if your neighbor is the one that is beginning this, spreading this idea that it's not her son's fault, then if I were you, I would also say something. I don't have the same experience as you, thankfully, thank God. But I think it's ridiculous to think, to believe that it was the girl's fault.
Yeah.
That's just, in no world is that right. Because he is the adult. And like you said, you must understand that this girl is there in that facility for specific reasons. So you going along, I'm sorry, also shows me that there's something wrong with you. This is not even like a 17-year-old girl who's almost 18, almost legal. This is
Yeah.
a 13-year-old
Child.
girl. This is a child.
Mm-hmm.
So in no world would it be her fault. Now, I do agree with, you shouldn't have said anything. It doesn't help her, it doesn't help you. It's just not something that is necessary to say. But for argument's sake, I am saying that your neighbor is the one that began this conversation. In that case, then yes, I think
Just say.
you should tell her. Mind you, I don't think necessarily saying it's just as much your fault as it is his is necessary. I don't think that you need to blame her. Regardless of what her son did, she already must feel the shame, the guilt, the anger, the sadness, the everything. And this is maybe, like, I'm not saying it's okay, but a coping mechanism that she has created in her mind to deal with the fact that her son did this, a person that she raised did this.
Mm-hmm.
So telling her that it's her fault just as much as his is not fair. She had nothing to do with her son's actions. But I think in that case, it would be also you defending that girl just as much as you're defending yourself.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. You're right.
In that situation, because you went through something very similar, adults, and I'm sorry that your own mother
didn't believe you,
didn't
or
believe
like
you and
put
told
the
you that
blame
it's
on
your
you.
fault.
Yeah.
For being around your uncle. What?
For just being around.
For
like
being around.
This is insane. I'm so sorry.
That's horrible. So I totally understand your need to advocate for this girl who,
because it's almost like advocating for herself. You're right.
is advocating for herself because it's not her fault. Mind you, that girl stripping down obviously knew what she wanted to do.
Right.
But again,
but she has no concept of
it doesn't matter
what she's trying to do. She has no concept of that. So obviously, like, if it's not the same situation because this girl did a strip, but like she has no concept of what she's doing. And obviously, again, this happens in a place where it's obvious this girl is there because there is some sort of mental situation, something that she did, some behavioral challenges in her. So 100%, like, it's not the same situation, but I can tell how she feels. Like, she needs to tell this woman the truth, which is like, it's probably your fault too. But at the end of the day, like, she's gonna think whatever she's gonna believe.
Yeah.
To
cope with
what's happening.
Situation.
25 years.
And that's honestly, unfortunately, none of your business.
Yes. Thank God. And if anything, this girl is getting justice, right?
Yeah.
She's getting justice.
Which is great. But I don't think that you're in the wrong for advocating for yourself and this girl in this situation. I just don't think that it was necessary to also blame the mother for what her son did.
Yeah. Going to this next story. Next story. Okay.
This one also has a trigger warning. This is a trigger warning episode.
Oh, wow. Yeah, the whole thing. Am I in the wrong if I go no contact with my mom and siblings because they insist my terminally ill father deserves forgiveness since he apologized even though he did not apologize for what he did to me? Whew. Okay. My father is currently in prison and was diagnosed with terminal cancer 3 months ago. After his diagnosis, he wrote a letter to the family and apologized for the things he said to me and my mom, sorry, to my mom and my siblings, for not being a good husband and father to them, for throwing stuff and making the household hostile with his abusive temper.
Mm-hmm.
What he never apologized for or mentioned was raping me countless times when I,
Oh.
21 female, was a child.
Oh.
That's what he's currently serving time for. It's
Oh.
his most serious offense. He got me pregnant 7 times in my teens.
Oh my God.
He degraded me in every way humanly possible, but he didn't apologize or acknowledge that in his letter. To add to the fucked up nature of everything I went through, I look like my father's mother. He always used to say I looked just like her. I never met her. She died when my father was 15 and she was only 30. She was a 15-year-old mom.
Oh.
He even named me after her.
Oh.
That was a whole other thing I had to talk about when I started therapy 2 years ago.
Mm.
But my family are like, "Oh, he apologized. Oh, he's dying and now we need to forgive him." At first, I wanted to believe so badly that I was hearing them wrong or understanding them wrong. But as soon as I said I would never forgive him and his apology was bullshit, they all started saying how his apology needs to be enough. They wouldn't answer when I asked where his apology was for doing that to me
Mm-hmm.
and for ruining my whole life. Nobody would acknowledge that, and they would talk over me saying he apologized. After that first fight over it, they went to visit him. They wanted me to come, but I was not doing that. It made me spiral a bit, and I had to lean on some others in my life because they noticed what it did to me. My mom and siblings all told me he deserves the chance to say goodbye and hear he's forgiven, and his apology was enough. I told them I got no apology and I would never forgive him even if he gave one, because how could you forgive someone who does that to you over and over? I asked my mom how she could forgive the man who raped one of her children.
Mm-hmm.
The answer was he apologized. I told my family I didn't feel like they were safe people for me to have in my life anymore, and I think I needed to just cut ties. They got mad and asked how I could do that when they stood by me and helped me when I finally said what happened to me. They told me I owed them more than a toddler's tantrum because they believe in forgiveness for the dying when they apologized. This whole thing has thrown me so bad, and I'm not recovered or doing good anyway. My whole life has been ruined by him, and so I don't know if I'm an asshole or not. I'm not one. I have no idea if I'd be wrong to go no contact or not. I know I don't trust my mom or siblings anymore. Especially hard for me with my mom and sisters because I keep asking myself how, as women, they don't get it. I know my brothers might not be as in tune with that stuff, but I thought someone would have my back, and it feels like they don't. Would I be the asshole if I go no contact over this? I don't think we need to do.
I was gonna say this is one of those
This is one of those
stories
stories where we
that don't
don't
have a second
a second
take.
take. I'm sorry. Mm-mm.
Obviously, no, you're not in the wrong.
No,
You are not in the wrong for
you're not
for going no contact,
with your
because
family. Yeah,
even if he apologized, it's still up to you. Even if he
it
said,
will.
I am so sorry, I know what I did, biggest mistake, regret of my life, I'm sorry for all the pain, I'm sorry for, even if he lists all the reasons why he's sorry, of like what he did to you, it's still your choice whether you want to forgive him, see him, period.
Period. And
Period.
for me, it's like he was obviously a very abusive person, and he went to jail for what he did to you. But he had other behaviors in the home. I think what's happening here is obviously he still has a hold on the rest of your family.
Oh,
So when
yes.
you choose to cut ties with these people, if you do, which I think it's very like a normal thing to want to do, because you said it yourself, you feel you're not safe, and of course you wouldn't feel safe. You had such a terrible thing happen to you and you're choosing not to forgive this person in this way, or going to see your abuser and then they're telling you they're making you feel bad and all of these different things, and they're making you like make like they really, it's like the point that I want to make is like I can imagine what he's saying to them. They're going to see him, sorry, they're going to see him, and I can imagine what he's saying to them, that they
Mhm.
feel in such a obligation to get you to go. That's all manipulation. I can, like, to
Yeah.
me, I feel it, at least, as there is manipulation happening behind them, where your family still is in that dynamic with him, that they are going over what happened to you, making you feel bad and telling you you have to go there to see him. I don't know if you can find a way to see it from that perspective and just go like, they this is why they're doing this. They obviously can see it and it's really wrong and bad,
Yeah.
but then you have to think of yourself. They're in that dynamic where they feel and believe that that's enough, and they could 100% be the people to believe that this is enough for me. This is enough of an apology for me, and I want to say goodbye to him and all these different things. It's their
That's yeah.
choice,
Yeah.
even though it sucks, and even though for you being the biggest like victim here, you being the biggest victim of his, it sucks for you, but that's also their decision. The whole part here where I'm like, it's like they're trying to make you feel bad.
Yeah.
They're trying to get you to go there. No, mi amor, you put that boundary and you just say, this is not something that I want. And if you also feel that them wanting to do that is not creating a good, safe environment for you because you want something different, cut ties.
Cut
That's
ties with everyone if that's you don't owe him anything. And I agree with you. I think it's really unfair for both of them to even ask this of you.
mm,
They obviously have no. I'm glad they believed you and they were by your side when you finally
we're
told the
ready.
truth. Um, but I still don't think it's okay or fair or right that they ask you to go and forgive him because he's dying. You don't owe him anything.
Yeah.
You don't owe him anything. The one thing I will say though is forgive him not for him but for you
Hmm.
because I mean you unfortunately already have to live with this for the rest of your life. But being able to kind of like reconcile with that part of your life is necessary for you, not for him. You don't need to go and see him and say, I forgive you. I'm seeing you. No, you don't owe him anything. But I think for you, it's necessary that you are able to accept and fully, and I'm sure you've worked on this. I hope you have worked on this on your own. Um, but I think forgiveness with yourself is necessary in this situation. But with him and with your mom and sister who are sounds like pushing you to do something that you really don't need to do, you don't have to do, is so messed up. And I agree. I think if it's continuous and they actually don't understand nor respect your boundaries, you cut ties with them as well.
Yeah. It will they will probably, after all this happens and the years go by, they will probably want to try to go back to your life. And again, that's why I'm like, try to also see it as like, this is not necessarily them choosing him over you or anything like that. It's just for some reason, good one or bad one or manipulation or not, they are choosing to believe that that's enough.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like you I don't, like, yeah, I wouldn't want her to hold a grudge, another one, just because this is
Right.
what your sibling and mom should be doing to you. Like, sadly, that's not their reaction to it. And
Yeah.
sometimes it's that's what I'm trying to say. Like, it's not even about like them necessarily choosing him over you. Like, it's just for them. It's I think they're still being.
They are. It sounds like they are very much being manipulated. I mean, if there was one thing that is a common factor with people that abuse others, it's they're very good at manipulating people. They know exactly what to do, what to say, when to say it. It's part of their predatory nature.
Exactly.
So And you know, with your mom and your sister, who, I mean, it doesn't sound like they've had a similar experience to you in that aspect. It's much easier to manipulate because they don't have anything tangible besides being abusive in the home.
And in this way, he still goes and lives this life, partly being a victim, you know?
Oh yeah.
Because
Yeah.
my daughter didn't.
Yeah.
We're going into a different part of this
Actually,
conversation, but
actually, the one thing that really scared me reading this is when she mentioned that she looks like her grandmother, and the dad
same.
always told her that you look like my
My
mom.
mother.
Obviously, there's a very, very, very terrible attachment there as to why he sexually abused you. The relationship, anyway, that's like another thing, but it's just that's the factor
Mm-hmm.
there.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see how he, in his head, he would be a victim in this
Mm-hmm.
situation.
Mm-hmm.
So no, you're not in the
You're
wrong
not
at
in the
all.
wrong.
Do what's best for you, but just make sure that if you haven't worked on this, please do, and just forgive yourself for all of it.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Thank you.
this was episode 28.
Yay.
See
Thanks for joining us.
you next
See you
week.
next week.